Okay, and so what we normally do when we have a photograph like this, it would be nice to see some that you guys have taken as well and hear your thoughts, but for now we'll go ahead and start with this one. Is if you just take the picture and describe using any vocabulary that you want to use. You can describe what it looks like, you can describe how it makes you feel, what kind of thoughts you have about the picture, anything that you want. It's just a chance to get people talking, and then I can give you some feedback on what I hear, maybe some pronunciation or the way you say it. The more I get to know you, the more regular you are at the sessions, the more I will have as feedback. It's just the way that it works for me when I'm listening. I'll be able to give you more in depth as we go along. It's just there's certain things I listen for at first, and then after I've given you information there, it'll continue on. And I can listen for other things as well. So the more you're here, the better it is. And I was going to have Sue start just to give kind of an example, but we've lost her. So Mohammed, if you want to start, or Suresh, I don't know if you were, if you're busy with the background stuff. Sue's back. Do you want to see, Sue, would you like to start this just to kind of give an example of how this works? If maybe you do a description. Are you feeling up to it? Looks like we're getting some others joining us. Hello, everybody. Hello, Krishna. Hello to the new person, Ahmed.
Yeah, hi.
Let's go ahead, Sue. Hi.
Okay, Sindee.
And if it, I'm sorry, Sue. I apologize. Let me just tell everybody if they can turn their mics off while Sue is speaking. She's going to go first, and then we'll go from there. We're just going to describe the picture and get some feedback. Go ahead, Sue. I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay, it's okay. In fact, yeah, wait a moment. Okay, it's a nice picture. I really loved it. I can see a very big house. It's amazing. I loved it because I love that break or breaks. This big house has got many windows, a lot of windows here. And it's nice because you can see this water near this house while you are in, so you can look out of the window to see this beautiful water. I can see the reflection of this house on the water. Many trees around this beautiful house. Trees are so big, but not as big as this beautiful house. And there is a small room in front of this house. I'm not sure, maybe it's for the guard or something, or a person who works and they take care of this house, but I'm not sure about this. I can see a kind of chimneys or something like minarets on the top of this house. And there is something tall, but I'm not sure what is it. The reflection of this picture is so nice on the water. It looked to be a lovely day, no clouds. The sky is blue and clear enough. I really love this place. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Sue. Okay, see, guys, that was very easy, and I love listening to Sue. She always and she just has so much enthusiasm for the pictures. I really enjoy listening to her. I'm going to mention a few things just to give some extra vocabulary. You mentioned that you love the brick. You can say bricks. Usually when we say bricks, we're talking about a pile of bricks laying on the ground. If we talk about a brick home, we wouldn't use the S, but the way that you used it, either way is fine. That you love the bricks in there. You mentioned many windows, a lot of windows. Again, that's all fine. The water around, this is according to the caption that where I got this from. This is a castle in Germany. And so I'm going to mention the word, usually if you see water all the way around a castle, we call it a moat. And I don't know if this goes all the way around. In the old days, putting that word up in the chat box, in the old days, that was to help in the defense of the castle. So that's another word you could probably use, considering that's a castle. It's obviously a newer type in the later Middle Ages. Talked about the trees. There was a small room in front. Another word we could use, we could say is adjacent to the courtyard there. Mentioned the minarets or the chimneys. Well, I'm also thinking the word steeple. A lot of old castles had a church in them, and the one in the very background does kind of look like a steeple. That's another word. Usually when we say steeple here, we're talking about one tall things that are on top of a church. Minaret would be more appropriate if it's not a church. Thank you, Suresh. Also, she mentioned the reflection, which is one of the reasons I picked this picture, because I did like the reflection and the distortion ripples on the water, and there's that word for that. Okay, thank you, Sue, very much for that. And if somebody else would like to go, take a turn, then I can go ahead and listen for you. Mohammed, you were next in here, so would you like to take a turn?
Yeah, but first I need to know, what does ripple mean? I didn't hear it.
Oh, ripple. That's the little
Ripple.
distortion on the top of the water. That's the, how, Suresh, you got a definition? I'm really terrible at definitions. I don't sound like a dictionary very well. Thank you. Small waves, series of waves. It's any kind of disturbance on the top of the water. It might be a little
Yeah.
puddle that has, maybe a drop of water fell in. Yeah, it is
I
a
see.
riffle.
But the
So you
surface of the
can
water is very
describe.
clear.
Okay.
I'm
Tell
saying
me what
that
else you see, how
the
it makes
surface
you
of the water
feel.
is very clear and quiet. There is no ripples in it.
You don't see ripples in it? I can actually see
No.
the ripples distorting the water. We'll next time I'll have to show you a picture where the picture is clear. It also might be because in the session hangouts here it doesn't always show as clearly, so the blur might be just enough to soothe the or even out the ripple effect. So that might be it. If you go to that link that Suresh just put up, you'll probably see it then. So go ahead.
There's something else I want to ask about.
Sure.
If you said that this is a castle and there is a small building inside of it, just in front of it, what do we call this small building?
That's a good question.
Is there a name?
Yeah, there probably is. I really don't know what it is because it would depend on how it was used. We would just say it's a small building in front, just like Sue did, because we don't really know. If it was, say, for instance, if it was, if there's offices in there, we would call it an office. If it's a church in there, then we'd say that. So it really depends on how it's used as to what it's going to get called. There might be a name architecturally, how that would be used, and there probably is, but I don't know it. That would be something more specific to castles. So it's a good question, though. We'll have to look that
up. There's also, you said that steeple means a tall pointed tower on a church, but just beneath the steeple there is something, that the building which is curving. Is there a name for that?
Again, that's probably going to be getting into architectural design and more industry-specific vocabulary, which I don't have that much architectural information. Steeple, the reason I can mention that one is because that is a very common word here. These days it's harder for a lot of churches are in industrial units and things like that. But back when they built churches to be a church, they usually put a steeple on it. So it's a common word, whereas some of this other architectural details is beyond my
We have
scope.
an engineer here.
So yeah, thank you. Those are very good questions. Unfortunately, I don't have answers for them. You'd have to talk to an architect on that. They could probably tell you. So.
Don't we have a civil engineer here?
So what else can you tell us about this picture?
Just like Sue said, I like very much the reflection of the castle on the water surface. It's very amazing.
Okay. Okay. So that's your favorite part. I have to say I agree. Did you have anything else you wanted to add? Not right now?
Hi, how are you?
Hi. Who is speaking? Is this
My name is Tasni.
Tasmin? Nice to meet you,
Yeah,
Tasmin.
nice to
Give
meet
me
you.
a minute. Nice to meet you too. What we're doing in this session is we've got a photograph up here, and
Okay,
we're just asking everybody to describe what they see in the picture. It gives you a chance to use your vocabulary. You can tell me
okay,
what you see. You can describe what you see. You can tell me how it makes you feel, what you think about it, any of those kinds of things, and then we'll give a little feedback. The more you say, the more I'll have to say in response. If you need a clearer picture, then Suresh just put up a link to
okay.
give you that picture. Thank you, Suresh. And that way you can see the picture a little clearer. When other people are talking, we just ask that you mute the mic because then it's easier for me to hear what the person speaking has to say, and that way I can give them better feedback.
Okay.
We'll give you just a minute if you want to mute your mic, and we'll go on to the person that was next here, Ahmed. You want to turn your mic on? I don't know if it's on or off, but you want to turn your mic on and say hello and take a turn at this? Ahmed, are you with us? Okay, looks like we've lost him. Glad to see you back. There was another person here, and I apologize, I've lost. Okay, somebody tell me how to say this name, Mahdi? Mahdi? And please, okay, well, Tasmin, if you're interested in, hi.
What I am looking about this picture, it's nice area and it's beautiful design also about the building.
Okay, go ahead. You can be as
Yeah,
detailed as you want about the pictures. It helps us learn some new vocabulary words.
okay.
Use any vocabulary that you know. It's not a problem.
Okay, thank you very much. I will think for after.
Want to think for a moment? That's fine.
Uh,
Ahmed, no, we can't hear you. We
Here.
cannot hear you. Uh, who's speaking now? Mahdi? And you guys tell me how to say your name because I am completely lost. And
Hello.
His name is Mahdi.
Mahdi? Okay, thank
Mahdi.
you.
Yeah.
Mahdi, do you want to take a turn talking about this picture? You can use any vocabulary words that you want. You can describe anything that you like about the picture, how it makes you feel, what you see. You can describe the details in the picture, anything you want to do. It's just a chance to get some practice English, practice speaking English. Sue's taking a turn. Mohammed's taking a turn. Tasmin's
Now you can
started.
hear me or not?
I heard somebody. Was that you, Ahmed? Ahmed? We heard you. You're breaking up, but we heard you. Okay, go ahead. We're waiting.
To describe.
Yeah.
I think he's having
Okay, he's
internet problem. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
You're
he's breaking very badly. Like,
What? You
yeah.
can hear me or not?
Now we
we
can.
heard that one.
Yeah. Okay, now we cannot. Yeah, I think it's the
Will it
internet.
help if I mute my mic while he talks? Will that help?
Let's check it.
Okay, Ahmed, I'm going to mute my mic as well. Maybe that'll help yours come through a little bit better, so go right ahead and speak whenever you're ready.
Yeah.
There you go. Go ahead and describe the picture, and I'll mute my
Yeah.
mic.
I see trees and water. Yes?
Yeah, the only thing that came through was that you saw trees and water, which is good, but I know you had more to say, and I apologize, I'm not getting it. Do you want to try one more time?
Yeah, it has a lot of windows. And I see water and trees.
Okay. Are you still talking? Because I'm not hearing anything. Okay, I don't know. I don't want to talk over you, Ahmed. I didn't hear what I heard. You mentioned there's a lot of windows and the tree more that you had to say, and I apologize. It's cutting off, and I'm not hearing anything. So, Suresh, are you getting more than I am?
No, very few words came through windows and trees. I think it's the internet.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry, Ahmed. I really would like to hear what you had to say. I enjoy listening to everybody. Everybody has a different perspective, and I enjoy listening to the different perspectives on this photograph. Okay. Hopefully, Ahmed, next time. Yes, a dome, that's a good one. Hopefully, we'll be able to hear more of what you have to say the next time that you join us. Tasmin, are you ready to give this a try? You can tell me about the shapes you see, anything at all.
What I seen, there is two kinds of ropes. There is the first rope is like circle or disc, and the other is like scar, the star base. That's what I am seeing right now.
Okay. Okay. Can you tell me anything about, say, the colors in the picture? What kind of
Yeah, the
colors do you
color, there
see?
is different color. There is for the roof, there is like a brown, between brown and red color for the roof, and for the building, I think it's yellow. That's what I
Good.
am seeing for this picture for this the building.
Good. Okay. Anything else? Tasmin, did you have anything else?
No.
Okay. I'm not trying to cut anyone off. That's why I always ask. I don't want to, if you have more to say, I didn't want to jump in and talk over you. Okay, that was good. I'm going to mention, because I like the way you said it's kind of between a brown and a red. One thing that we'll do is if the roof, which to me it looks a little more red than it does brown, so I would say I would describe it as brownish red. If the roof looked a little more brown to you with just a little hint of red, then we would say reddish brown. So that's one way to do that. You can also say it exactly like you did, which is fine, that it's kind of between those two colors. The yellow, that's the color I see when I look at it. It's yellow. I'm going to mention just a few other words. I see, oh, Suresh, did you want to take a turn, or are you busy with the backup stuff?
I think everybody covered everything. I'll just give it a try again. I'm just going to repeat. So this looks like a palace or something. It's taken from the corner of a pond. I don't know if we can call that a pond. Um, and there is grass on the bottom left corner of the screen. So I think they are standing somewhere where there is grass, and yeah, castle or palace. Yeah, those are good words. We'll discuss the difference. And I like the trees. They are like planted. Uh, they are equidistant from each other. Uh, they are they're roughly of the same size. Like I mean the same height. Uh, and I see grass on the other side. It has been pruned. Um, it's greener than the trees, so the trees are in dark green color. The grass is more like light green. It's more vibrant, and in the blue sky, it's a clear day with uh, there are no clouds. I think there's a bird flying on the top right. There's a black dot. I hope it's a bird. Could be an aeroplane. I don't know. Um, and yeah, yeah. I like the architecture. Um, yeah, I'll. That's it from my side.
Okay, that was great. Thanks for the chance to expound on some of this. I'm going to let you look up the difference between a palace and a castle and post it because I really can't tell you the definition difference. As far as, is this the corner of a pond? Yeah, in a lot of places that would be a pond. I think, too, a lot of things are relative in some of these terms. For instance, in Arizona, where water is very scarce, it's a desert area. It's also very dry. Even when we have high temperatures, we don't have the humidity that other states or even other parts of the world have with the heat in Arizona. So a pond over there can be much smaller. Whereas a place like this where there's a lot more moisture, yeah, I think they would call it a pond. I like that you notice the grasses. These are wild grasses growing up over here. And for the person who keeps the grounds lawn. That's another word. The lawn is the expanse of grass that you see that's been tended to. And the other term, you mentioned pruned. Pruned is what we would do with bushes and trees. Technically, the word prune is probably correct, but the way we would use it would be we would say that the lawn is, you mow the lawn, so it would be past tense mowed. They keep it mowed. You notice that they were all the same size on the trees, and you can see even at the bottom that they've made sure to clear out all the lower branches. It's in Germany. I don't know that I know much more than that, though. I'll look it up and I'll post it later if I can find it. Okay, Mohammed? The question was, do we know the name and where it's located? And I think there is something about it, but I don't remember more than the fact it's in Germany. So I'll post that. Anyway, yeah, so the trees are definitely pruned. They are also the same size. So one thing, size and height, all of that was perfect. There was nothing wrong with those words. Because we're talking about a living thing, we would also say that they're of the same maturity. As far as the trees, they were probably planted at the same time. I like Suresh's word on the green. He mentioned the vibrant green. Hello, Zinru. It's nice to see you again. More vibrant green when he was talking about the lawn there. And the bird flying up there was awesome because I didn't see it at all. And of course the architecture and all that. So that was some more awesome stuff. Okay, Zinru, I understand. Zinru does not have a mic, so he won't be able to speak. But that's okay. It's nice to see you again, Zinru. So anyway, that's what we've got. Some things that I was thinking of, some vocabulary words that could be used is some of these, like Tasmin noticed, and Suresh, I think, had put a definition up on that, is some of the roofs are a dome shape, and some peak. And that's the kind of triangle-looking ones. The peak would be that there at the top. So a peaked roof. Peaked roof is what some of those middle ones are. Mohammed, I'm actually kind of curious now, below that steeple there on the right of the building, what that kind of roof would be called. I don't know. Let's see. I see the wall. Sometimes, and it's not, how do I say this? Igning wall, I guess. I know there's another word, and I'll have to think of it. But sometimes we use this term for any kind of wall that's been put there to keep a higher level of ground from eroding down into the lower level. So in this case, it's to keep the ground from getting falling into, it looks of stone or rocks. We would usually say a stone wall. There's another term that makes stonewall a verb, but that's another discussion. Let's see. And I think...
Sindee, sorry.
Yes, yes, go ahead.
What can make a stonewall as a verb? Please tell me.
Okay, Suresh, can you get the definition for stonewall? It has to do with putting someone off, but it'll be easier to have an actual definition. Suresh, if you can put that in, thanks. Anyway, and in the background, at first I thought I saw like a fence, but then I realized the bottom part is another wall. So it looks like there's a wall back there behind that little building. That little building, I am kind of curious as to what that is. I don't know. Trying to see if I see anything else back there. I see quite a few stone walls, actually. I see that some of the trees look like they've been planted in rows. Maybe all of them have been planted in rows. Um, or columns, although it's not really the right word. You might find someone that mentions it that way. Actually, the trees on the right of the picture look older than the trees on the left, only because of the size of their trunk. And maybe they're just I mean, they probably are just a different type of tree. I really don't know. I'm just looking. Looks definitely like a clear day. Looks like a beautiful sunny day. And I think that's about it. I think everything else has been covered except I see to the left. And there we go. That's the one. Mohammed, thank you. That's the one I was thinking of. And probably, Mohammed, can you tell me, did you put the two words Stonewall together with no space to get that definition?
There was a space to get the definition.
It still came up? Okay. Okay. Anyway, I see what I think might be some kind of a ramp on the left of the building, but I'm really not sure. It looks like a cement ramp. Maybe it goes up. I don't know. So anyway, that's what I see. I see a lot of square windows, but there are some circular windows towards the back. Thanks, Suresh. That's a nice, simple definition. I like that. Again, the steeple, I like the minarets, the words that she used. Suresh, there are some pieces at the top of some of those spires. Let me put that in there. That's another word for those things on top of, I'm going to use the singular form, of the roof. And there was a name that Suresh came up with for the decoration or the figurine that is on top of the spire. Suresh, do you remember what that word was? It's escaping me right at the moment.
Was it steeple or something? Let me check.
Yeah, no, it was, you had another word for it that you brought to the discussion one time. It's for the actual, just the decoration at the very, very top, the very end of it.
Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, me too. Okay, so maybe, okay, well, that's another one we'll have to find, and we'll post it, we'll add it to the trending page along with some definitions, or maybe on the blog when we post some information. So, Ahmed, oh, I can't see if his thing's on or not. Okay, so that's what I've got, and I don't think, oh, Ibrahim, I'm
It's
sorry
finial.
about, yes, thank you. Go ahead and put that in the chat box. Thank you. And I should know that because it's also on the ends of like a curtain rod. If it has a decorative end to it, that's called a finial as well. Okay, we have two new people here, and I'm going to go ahead and, if they want a chance to describe this picture, let me go ahead and tell you what we're doing, and then we'll cut it off after these two. If you look at this picture that we're showing on the screen, you can also see a clearer picture if you go to the post that Suresh hopefully will put up here again. If you can put that up, go over there and you'll see oh, hold on, sir. Okay, nice to see you again, Zinru. Thank you. Hopefully we'll see you again next time. Anyway, go to that link that Suresh just put up, and you can see a clear picture of it. That way you can see the ripples. And if you want to describe the picture, you can describe what you see. You can talk about the colors. You can talk about shapes. You can talk about anything, any kind of vocabulary that you know or want to use. You can tell us how it makes you feel, what you think about it, anything like that. And then I can give you some feedback and try to help with English, and that way we're all learning. And I know I have that question because I speak English, but I also am learning when I'm here because I learn new words. Some of you know words that I don't, so sometimes I learn new words, and also I get to see a fresh perspective of the picture, which is always nice. So does one of you that just joined us take a chance describing? Everybody else has had a chance to do that and get some feedback. And you're going to have to take your mic off mute and jump in here, otherwise we're going to close the session. Ibrahim and this other person, which is
Hello,
computerness. Hi, who's talking?
Ibrahim.
Ibrahim, yes, hi. And I know I'm not saying
How
your
are you?
name correctly, but I'm trying. So would you like to go ahead and give this a try?
Okay.
Tell me what you see in this picture.
I see a lot of trees and grass and a lot of windows of this building, castle, and I see two gates and stairs and mm, there's something in the top. I don't know what it is, and it's a lake. It's water. I don't know what it is, and
Anything.
mm, there's two colors, red and yellow.
Okay, that's fine.
Uh,
Tell me where you
it's
see the red and where do you see the yellow. Can you tell me that?
red. It's up on the top, and yellow on the wall
Okay,
between windows. Windows. And I see sky. I think it's winter.
tell me why you think it's winter.
It's not very sunny, and I guess it's not moving. Tree is not
Okay,
tree. Okay, tree. It's moving. I think it's not stable.
okay,
Mm, that's it. I don't know.
okay. Tell me real quick because you're every time you speak, the mic is kind of giving us some static or something. Um, you mentioned the trees are moving or they're not moving.
No, are moving.
They are moving.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you said they're not. Did you say sterile or stable?
What?
Did you say that they were stable? They were not stable?
Not stable, yes.
Yeah. Okay. That actually helped me understand the rest of what you were saying. That's good. I like the difference in perspective here, and that's one thing that I was just mentioning. I know if you're the same one that I've talked to, you're from Egypt. Is that correct?
Yes, yes. Please.
Yeah. Okay. Um, anyway, and so the perspective of cold versus hot and seasons and whether a sun is bright or not has a lot to do with where you're from. Um, and so this place I will mention is in Germany, which does get quite a bit of snow. And so because the trees are all leafed out and because I'm guessing they might be deciduous, I really don't know. And I'll put that word, deciduous. I'm having trouble seeing my screen, so you can check my spelling. because of that, if they are deciduous, which a deciduous tree is one that loses its leaves every winter and then regrows them again for the following year. And then if they are a tree like a pine tree, then we call them an evergreen tree. And so I'm guessing this is probably past winter, but I like your viewpoint because being from Egypt, this would not be that sunny. I know what you mean. I'm from Southern California and Arizona where it doesn't really snow except in the higher elevations. And so I can easily see how this would be more of a winter picture, judging by the sun. So I like that perspective on that. Let's see. You mentioned that the trees are moving. They're not stable. That's a good word for it. We probably wouldn't use it for the trees. We would just say that the wind is not or the wind is blowing, or the trees are moving. Either way, you did a great job, but you clarified it by using some extra vocabulary. So I like that. You also mentioned the red and the yellow, and I didn't hear the word roof. Roof. Some people will say roof. Some of us have a different slang.
It's roof. I
So
said the
that
top.
would be, You did. Okay, I wasn't sure because you were breaking up, and I did hear you mention it up at the top there, so that was good. I like that you mentioned the wall between the windows. And then you also, I think you used the word lake. Is that correct? Did you call that body of water a lake?
Yes,
Okay,
it's
and
correct.
again, yeah, it's fine. Actually, I'm going to mention something that we had just spoken of. You came in after that. So Suresh called it a pond, and in some places that would be just a pond. But for some of us who are from more arid climates, ARID, we might call it a lake because we just don't have that much moisture, and so anything that large we could easily call a lake. Again, in other places that get a lot of moisture throughout the year, they would just say, no, it's a pond. So it really depends on your viewpoint as to what that is. I don't know if there's an actual definition for the size of something, but for what I've seen, it's those two words, pond and lake, are definitely relative to where you're from. I like that you noticed some stairs in there and the gates, so that was nice. And anyway, you did a real good job. Thank you very much for everything that you shared. And it looks like we lost our other people, and they never did jump in to say hello. So this was great. I really appreciate everybody coming out and saying hello and joining me today. And yeah, and I enjoyed the perspective. We're going to continue to do this on a regular basis. If this time slot is good for everybody, I'll try to keep a session here at this time slot on Saturdays. And we'll also be incorporating some other things into some of our sessions, so make sure you check on that. Keep an eye on the trending page because we do post things there about the sessions that are coming up and the details and that sort of thing. If anybody wants to write something like an essay, about 400 to 600 words, we will have some sessions on that. If you're willing to donate those to Speak Alley, that we can use it, and we will critique it and help you with your writing as well. So we'll get some different things done. Don't forget there's a TOEFL session tomorrow. For anybody who's taking the tests, we're going to...
Cindy, would you please start the session? Is it at the same time?
Suresh, I don't remember the time. Suresh is more qualified than me on this, so he's going to be conducting, but I will be there. Suresh,
Yeah,
do you remember the time?
There will be a post about it.
I will put up a time on the practice page, so
Okay. Yeah, on the calendar.
Just Sindee, I have just a question for tomorrow.
Sure.
You will do something for tomorrow?
Yes, there will be something.
At which
Suresh
time?
is the one that... He's going to post it on the calendar. If you go to the practice
Okay.
page and scroll down a
Okay.
little bit, there's a calendar. Make sure you click on there, because there's 4 different calendars that you can access. So make sure
Okay.
you
And
click on that one,
for
Suresh.
for the time when you put the time, it's for California or for which Greenwich?
Actually, yes, for Greenwich Mean Time. So it'll
Greenwich.
do
Okay.
that, and then yeah, and then you can transfer it to your time zone. Otherwise, it just gets really confusing.
Okay.
Also, I will make a column in the upcoming events so that it will just show how many hours are left for the event. So that will be much easier. So I will do that in some time, in an hour or something.
Like a countdown clock.
Yeah, like a countdown.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, everyone. I appreciate you joining me. And thank you for putting that up. Go ahead and follow me. If you're not following me, it makes it easier for me to find you again and say hi. And Suresh, are you going to put yours up as well, please? And feel free to share Speak Alley. We want to make this a really good site, and we can all interact and learn from each other. So that's awesome. So thank you very much. I'm going to go ahead and make a few notes, and then I'm going to log off. Feel free to stay in the session and talk with each other and get some more practice in. And we'll see you hopefully tomorrow, and if not, we'll see you next week. Again, keep an eye on the trending page and on the calendar especially, because anything that we do, we're going to put it on the calendar, and that way you guys know what's going on. If you hover over the event where it lists what's going on, it'll actually give you some more information if we've put that in as well. So yeah, use the site, and we'll all learn together. All right, talk to everyone later.
Hi, Cindy, you can turn off the broadcast and